You're 69.
Mm-hmm.
So do you feel that each decade is harder with your beauty? Do you see a change? You don't see any difference because you're just maintaining yourself?
Yeah, when I was first out at 20 from the Marine Corps, I had porcelain skin. I mean, my foundation, everything was porcelain. So I've had to change. I don't know what color that is, but usually it's got a little yellow in it now to offset the pinky. And so just learning, and I've been watching your videos for 2 years, and that helps.
Hey ladies, welcome back to my channel. So today we have an exciting Fierce Aging series. We have Colleen all the way in from the Villages here in Florida. She's 69 years old and she is a former Marine, and I'm so excited to share her beauty. She has so many great tidbits about makeup and about taking care of yourself, and we do a really beautiful, fresh makeup look. Now, again, I do need to preface this. I'm not here to change your beauty. I'm not here to cover everything up. I'm not here to pile on as much makeup as possible. I formulated my cosmetics, a true passion of mine, to work with mature skin, to make you look beautiful, to feel beautiful. And that's really what it's all about. It's about how you feel. It's about taking that time to put yourself together and to really represent just the best version of you to the world. So you ready? Let's get this beauty started.
So this was exciting. The United States Marine Corps dress, blues. You mentioned wanting to look nice in your uniform. So what specific makeup techniques or products do you use to complement this iconic uniform?
Well, when I wear the dress blues, you're supposed to wear the redder lipstick. So like your what is it called? The Brilliance or something like that? The raspberry, the deep raspberry.
Oh, Confidence.
Confidence. I have that. So I use that one.
How does it look?
It looks fine.
You like it with the uniform?
Yes. I need to have the lip pencil to align it a little bit better.
Oh, you don't have a lip liner?
I do, but it was more nude.
Oh, you need the unapologetic.
Yes.
Okay.
I need a better one.
All right.
And, but yeah, that's what you wear. And then you just put your regular makeup on, but you wear that.
So you have that punchy lip with the uniform.
And that's because if you ever looked at any of the old Marine uniforms for women, we had this olive drab green wool cover and it had a red braid on it.
Oh.
And so it matched.
Oh, that's
so even
nice.
in boot camp, if you were just going to chow or if you were doing your laundry, you had to have those red lips on.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Interesting. And when did you join?
73.
1973. And so now what do you do? Because I'm not familiar with being in the Marine Corps. What do you do like when you get out? Like, do you still participate in all of the, are there certain balls or events?
No, when I got out, I lived in a small town in Maryland and there was not a reserve around us or a base. And I just went about my business. I went to college, I had children, I worked. And then when I retired, and we moved back to Maryland from Louisville, Kentucky, where I had been, I found the local Marine Corps League. Oh. And I went to the meeting and got on to the honor guard for funerals and color guard. So then when I came to the Villages, I just transferred everything.
Oh, great.
And I do the same thing, military funerals and color guard.
Now, addressing beauty challenges.
Yes.
What strategies or products have you found most effective for dealing with under eye issues, the marionette lines that you had said that were an issue, facial discoloration, particularly the area over your left eye? What are you talking about, the pigmentation?
Like this, there's just like a circle there. And then I get the redness here. And so I use either a greening cream or that extreme peachy.
Okay, extreme cancel.
Yes. The
just peachy. Okay. With your community involvement that you had mentioned, being highly involved with the Marine Corps League and coordinating Toys for Tots, which you had said that you were doing, that must be very rewarding. So how do you balance your busy schedule while maintaining your beauty routine?
Well, I get up early because like, for instance, Friday I have to be at the warehouse at 9 a.m. for Toys for Tots. So I will get up at 6:30 so I can have my shower, I can wash my hair, I can put my makeup on, feed the dog, walk the dog, and then get there. So some people say, we just throw a hat on and leave.
Right.
No, I don't do that.
So you don't skip on your beauty?
No.
How does it make you feel? More confident? More like this is you?
Yeah.
So you don't want to miss out on that step?
It's like this is me, but better.
Right.
Is the way I look at it. So I don't miss that step.
You're 69. So do you feel that each decade is harder with your beauty? Do you see a change? You don't see any difference because you're just maintaining yourself? I mean, do you see any drastic changes from one decade to the next?
Yeah, when I was first out at 20 from the Marine Corps, I had porcelain skin. I mean, my foundation, everything was porcelain. So I've had to change. I don't know what color that is, but usually it's got a little yellow in it now to offset the pinky. And so just learning, and I've been watching your videos for 2 years, and that helps too. But I always put moisturizer on. I always did this, did that, but it's like the colors, making sure I have the colors right. The first time I got the BB cream, I got light. It was too light. So the next time I got light medium. And, you know, so you just have to kind of.
And you can mix those too. So maybe your skin's a little bit darker, you can mix it to maybe it's a little lighter, then you can just use the light. So you have options that they always can be used.
Right.
All right. We are going to start the beautiful makeup tutorial. First, I want to do the rose lip balm so it has time to soak into the lips. By the time I get to our lipstick, I'm going to have this nice and hydrated. I'm going to start off with doing the eyebrows first. I want to shape the brows and I want them to really anchor the whole makeup tutorial for me. So I really want to see the brows first. Colleen has hair there. Again, it's light, it's very blonde. So I'm going to bring out those brows. I'm going to shape the brows. And I'm not going to use a template today because I can see her hair. We do have the brow stencils that I did create. If you needed to have, you know, an idea, maybe you want to go thicker and you're like, you know what, I don't know how to do that. The template will do that for you. And then you can see if you like them. You can just, you know, just have fun with them. There's 4 different ones that I created for you, from a very nice slim arch to a very bold arch. So what I'm going to do is, we see that we have the hair here. I'm going to just do what I normally do with I go to the outside of the nose straight up. So for Colleen's bone structure, this is where she should start. We're going to go to the ball of the nose. We're going to go over. She is arching where she should. And then the corner of the eye, the end here, just going to go up and give that there. So that's basically where we would be, you know, these are my anchor points that I want to hit. So what I do is I can see the hair and I do really nice strokes like this. I'm just wanting to go where she naturally has the hair and then add in a little bit here coming up. And again, it's all about your technique. So if you do a really heavy hand, you're going to get a darker line. If you do a nice wispy strokes like this, you can always add. And if you feel like it grabs the skin a little bit, just take your spoolie and it's going to disperse the color. So this is where that one little template I did, I'm just going to go over that. And when I make a little bit of a harder stroke, you're going to see that it's darker. So it's going to give that dimension. So you can see that her brows are coming together. I'm going to just I like to have a little anchor right here underneath. I like to have that base. You have to have the base to the brows and then you build up. So you can see that it's really looking beautiful. We have that hair. So now it looks like this is her hair. And I want her brows to be darker. I don't want them to be her hair color or blonde. I want them to give some definition. So you can see between the two here, beautiful brow. Now you can really see her hair. We were just filling in underneath. So the skin now is nice and this taupe color. And then we have the same hair over here. You just can't see it. So that's what's so important. You can see that now she has the shape of her eyebrow, really structuring out her face. And then this one, we're going to do our magic on and have it come together also. So we're going to just start here, just like we did on the other eye, ball of the nose. We're going to go right here where she should be arching. The corner of her, or the end of her eye here. Just going to do a little mark here. So we have the beginning, the arch, and the ending. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to follow that hair. So you can see the hair goes this way. So I'm going to do these nice strokes, just giving that template, knowing that I need to come all the way over to that first line. So you can see wispy strokes. You'll see some that are looking a little bit like they grab the skin. That's fine. We can just blend that out just like that. This is what's really important. This down here is what you want that base. So you want to anchor that brow. I like to spend some time teaching you about the brows because this is what's really important. You want these to be really nicely shaped and filled in. Now, you're not always going to get them to match perfectly, and that's okay. It's very rare that you have the exact same eyebrow on your right eye that you do in your left. So we want them just to look as symmetrical as possible. So I think we did a really nice job just giving Colleen those brows back. I'm going to finalize the brows with the brow mascara. This is in Blonde. I want to really just coat any of those brows that are really almost transparent a little with the brow mascara. So this is going to give a little more texture to the brows and bring them a little bit more definition. I'm going in with our eye primer. This is my first step. We're going to neutralize out the eyes, and I'm actually going to be pulling this over to that redness that's on your nose just before I maybe put a little no redness.
Okay.
From Colleen's eyeglasses are really giving her a little irritation on that nose. I'm going to be using our angled concealer brush. And then I just tap in. This is a creamy product. You don't need a ton of the eye primer. You want it to be a nice veil of coverage. So I'm going from the base of the lashes into this inner corner here. And this angled brush makes it so easy. And then I'm going up to the brow bone and just making sure that I've just nicely coated this eye with the eye primer. This is going to set your eyeshadow up for success. It's going to last all day. Now, if you have very oily eyelids, you're going to want to treat them first. You're going to want to cleanse the eye. You want to make sure that you don't have a lot of oil on your eyelids, because putting oil with a cream product, you're going to get a lot of slip and slide, and you don't want that. You want them to be clean. You want them to be dry, and then you can put on your eye primer. I'm going to be using our Naughty Nancy eyeshadow palette. Colleen has a couple of ours. She has the Cabana, she has Le Bottled Blonde, and you have Fresh Beauty. So I thought we'll take our step further and we'll go into Naughty Nancy. These are the two little brushes that come in the compact, which are really great. I actually use this little angled one that I have on the other end. If I want to get really close with like the darkest color, you can use these and interchange them with your actual eyeshadow brushes. I'm going to take my flat eyeshadow brush out of my Essential Makeup brush kit. These are all the brushes that you could possibly need. You don't need more than this. So it's just very simple. I put the names of the brushes on the actual handle so you can't forget what they're used for. I'm going in with that middle color, and we're going to pick up, these are talc-free, very silky. I just love how they blend so nicely and make it easy for you. So we're going to just do the lid. I usually go to the center and then I pull it down to the inner corner here, and then I come out right like this, and then I'll just kind of work my way up into this crease here. But you don't see me going back to the palette a ton of times. I don't need that much product. This is concentrated. It's really about a soft look, and that's what I really wanted for you. I don't want a ton of makeup. You can see I don't do a ton of makeup on my ladies. It's enhancing, just like you had said. It's you, but better. You know, I'm not trying to change you. I'm not trying to make things very complicated or too much. I'm going to flip my brush over on the other side and use the lightest color just to dust that brow bone and bring it down just a little bit. Taking the darkest color, I'm going in with my tapered blending brush. It's almost like a little pencil. So I'm going to pick up the darkest product, or the darkest eyeshadow color, and I'm going to the outside to give that definition. So I'm going to just place the product like this into that crease. Don't worry, I'm going to blend, but I want it to be a little bit closer to the center of the eye. I don't want it too far out here, as when I blend, it will move. So I want to cheat a little bit, so I'm not going too far outside of the eye. and having it all over. I want it to be really precise and tight in this area. So now I picked up my blending brush. It's nice and fluffy, so it's going to give a nice wash of this color when you're doing your blending. So you can see light touch. I'm going to, almost like a windshield wiper, go back and forth, and then I can swirl it. So I'm just getting that nice deep color, but it's just seamlessly blended in with the other color that I have on the lid. I'm going to take my dark chocolate waterproof eyeliner, and I could take plum. I could have taken plum if I wanted to, but Colleen has these beautiful, like almost icy blue eyes. So I know putting a dark chocolate on is going to really define her eyes, and they're really going to nicely pop. So I'm going to go right to the base of the lash, and I'm going to thicken up that lash line. So I'm first going to almost like go into the lashes. Let's take this up just a little bit at the end. Taking my blending short smudge brush, I'm just going to blend out a little bit on this eye. I'm going to just do 3/4 of the dark chocolate underneath the eye, just balancing it out. And I can also smudge this so it's nice and soft. We're going to be using our Volume Up mascara. This is a creamy formulation. This is a volumizing formulation. You'll have these little teeth on this comb. That's what I like to call it, because you'll feel like it's gripping your lashes. We're going to put on some false lashes for Colleen to really enhance her eyes and to really have this really beautiful look coming together. So I just applied the mascara, and I'm going to go back in. Colleen doesn't have any issues with her eyes. This is just kind of a one-time. If she had an event, you're okay to do it. You can see when I put on the mascara, just underneath, I want to cover this inner, the line. It's going to thicken up her lashes, and it's going to be very dramatic, and I love this look. So I'm just taking my dark chocolate, and I'm going just right underneath the lashes. So it's just filling in right underneath here. So we won't see that. You can see that her right eye, it would be your left on camera, we filled that in. On this eye here, you can see underneath the lashes that inner waterline. So we want to just cover that. It's just so beautiful when you do that. It really makes your eyes pop, especially when you have light eyes. So I really like it for events and what have you. So that's a little trick for you. When you're doing your eyes, you can just go in, do the inner waterline right here. We are going to go in with our no redness, because we do have that little redness right here where we had those glasses. I did go over it with a little eye primer, but we're going to take the no redness. It's like a spot treat when you see some of this redness, just maybe in the cheek area you might have. You don't need a ton. We will just kind of blend this out with our buffing brush. What I'm doing here is just trying to neutralize out so the concealer, the BB cream, the serum foundation doesn't have to work that hard. Are we going to get everything completely like eradicated? No, but we're just helping everything else out. We're going to just take our Just Peachy. So we did the no redness, which is a green stick that cancels out red. We're going to be using a Just Peachy, which is a peach color that will take out that darkness, the grays, the blues underneath the eye area. And this is a really great way to have your concealer not have to work so hard. So you will see, sometimes you might be in a rush and you throw on your concealer and you're going to still see some of that grays and the blues together or coming through. You just need to color correct as we age. Our skin changes, the pigment gets a little bit darker. You know, we're just trying to brighten the eye area as much as we can without looking like we did a ton of product. You can also, this is a spot that Colleen wanted to target. This spot here that was a little pigmentation, you can use your Just Peachy on and then blend it in. I'm going to take my angled concealer brush and I'm going to work in the Just Peachy underneath the eyes.
I'm going to customize the lashes, which I use, which are called Naked Lashes from Ardell. So I like to snip off at least a little bit of a quarter on the end so they'll fit the eye nicely and they won't overwhelm it. So we're going to add those on now. So these lashes are perfect that are going to just give a little enhancement to the eye. So we're pulling up the lashes up here. We're not dragging them down. That's why I cut them off here so they are shorter. And they really enhance up here and give a darker eye line. So it's very pretty, especially with blue eyes. So it's giving that pop with the blue, with the darkness around the eye. I'm going to be using our serum foundation. This is a very lightweight serum foundation that I love. It's just very silky and very smooth. You don't need that much, but when you're using the buffing brush, you do need more because the brush will soak up the product. But I'm going to just mix the fair and the lights. And you can see that it is, you can see it dripping down, how light it is. If you're looking for something light, buildable coverage. So we're going to just work this into the skin. So it really creates this flawless look to the skin, but still giving you that hydration, but not greasy, not over the top, not feeling like, wow, I have a lot on my face, especially here in South Florida or where you're in a hot climate or it's very humid. You don't want it to just keep moving around. You want it to set up and still look that airbrush, beautiful, glowy, but not like it's going to come off if you actually rubbed your hand on your face. I'm going in with my creamy concealer and light. Now, this has a dome wand that I have all the product at the top. I wanted it to be where you could really just dot in where you needed it and you didn't feel like you had to do a ton. Like I wanted it to be something that was precise for you. So if you have, you know, just some areas here, this is creamy, so it's going to spread. You don't need a ton of it. I don't want you to feel like you had to overwhelm your skin with a concealer. But I knew how important this concealer was, so I wanted to make it not too thin, not too thick, that it really nicely just airbrushed out the under eye. I'm going to take my angled concealer brush and I'm going to just go from that very inner corner, bringing it down right underneath her eyes, covering that area that we just lifted with the Just Peachy. I'm going to just set the concealer now with the Nikita Banana. This is talc free. It's very light. I'm actually going to use my foundation buffing brush and I'm just going to press into the skin the Nikita Banana just to set this concealer and the Just Peachy. Let's add some color to the face before we get to the lips. I'm going to do a little combo. It's St. Bart's in Paris. So I'm mixing these together because you have a lot of pink in your skin. So I don't want to just do this light pink like this. I want it to be a little bit more rosy for you. And I just put the Paris on top like this.
Okay.
And you're creating your own combo. So that's what's really nice about being able to mix your products together. Don't feel like you can only do one or the other. It's nice and silky. Also smile. So I'm staying in with a cream product right now because we did the serum foundation. I'm going to give some just really pretty, you can layer this, you can keep going if you want to. If you feel like you did too much, take your foundation buffing brush and use the rest that was on the buffing brush to pull it down. You don't have to feel like, oh no, I always say, I don't want you starting over. There's no mistakes. So maybe next time you say, oh, you know what? I didn't know that this would be so like punchy or so bright. Oh, this is great. Or let me tone it down a little bit here. So, but it looks really, really pretty. Just brings out really nice color underneath. It's almost like it's coming through that serum foundation. I'm going to be using the creme brulee on Colleen. I want to warm up the skin a little bit. Angled blush brush. I'm going to swirl this. So it's a bronzer hybrid. So you're going to see that it has cream in it and the bronzer. So you don't have to worry that it's going to be like this darkness on your skin because the cream cuts it. So you get this really beautiful marbleized kind of bronzer.
And it goes on, it has shea butter in it too, but it goes on and it's like illuminates the skin. I like to just go right underneath where I put that blush. So we're almost incorporating it with, bring it down on the jawline, if you will. If you feel like your neck's a little bit lighter than your face, you need to incorporate that. I did bring the foundation down on her neck, but we will just continue so everything blends really nicely. I'm going to be using our waterproof Cameo lip liner. It's my favorite. And actually, you said this was one of your favorites, right? Actually, I can.
Yes.
So this is a really beautiful pink. It's actually our brightest pink. And I think it'll look really beautiful with what Colleen's wearing and just pulling the whole look together. So I'm going to line her lips like I normally do. I like to give a little bit more arch in that Cupid's bow, bringing this down, cheating a little bit so I don't go too far with that lip line. And then here, I like to connect just right here. I'm just going to connect it so it gives a little bit more of a poutier lip. That's my thing when I do lips. It's not overlining. It's not making your lips look bizarre or weird. I just want to have a little bit more of that top lip to give the illusion that you have a fuller top lip, bringing it down and then coming from the little bit of a cheating on the outer corner and then following your natural lip line. I'm taking our concealer lip brush. So you have a concealer on one side with a cap if you wanted to have that, or a bigger lip brush if you will. And then you have your precise lip brush on the other. So we're going to just put on the Actually I Can. You could also use Rosé All Day if you wanted to have a lighter lip pencil. That's really pretty with Actually I Can, and also our Pretty Smart lipstick. So I love what Actually I Can looks like on Colleen, bringing everything together with that really pretty rosy cheek. I love Manifest and Glow over every lipstick that I have. So it's really my topper, and I wanted to do a little bit right on the center of the lip here. Just gives really that added bonus to the lips. So my last step is going to be, just because I feel that Rose missed and just at the end, and we're under hot lights, but this is something that you're running errands, you throw in your purse. I always spritz my skin during the day. And I think that this is just the nicest, ending to the makeup tutorial.
Oh yeah.
Isn't it nice? I don't think anyone really expects it to smell so good. So it's really pretty. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you a little reveal.
Very nice. Very nice. I like the false eyelashes.
Don't they look so good on you?
Yeah. And I like that Naughty Nancy. I like that lipstick.
Yeah.
Very nice.
And the Manifest and Glow gives you just a golden hue. It's just something that's like, you put it over any of your lip glosses or lipsticks.
Okay. Very nice. And I like this. That color is very nice.
Your brows?
My brows.
Yeah.
And you know what you did with the Just Peachy and the green, the redness.
No redness.
No redness. I think to do that underneath the BB cream works wonderful.
Oh, yes.
Because I slap that on and then go out and do whatever I have to do.
It's funny because when the ladies said that the BB cream, some of them were like, oh, I wish I had, it was more coverage or it was heavier. I thought, well, when the serum foundation comes out, that would be your go-to if you wanted something that could have more coverage for you. But a lot of the ladies want to use a BB cream because they don't want that much coverage.
Well, now with the serum, is that like hyaluronic acid or
we do. Yes, we have hyaluronic acid in it. It's just that really silky smooth texture that I worked for 2 years on because I wanted it to be that it almost was like second skin.
Yes.
Because we're so used to not wearing a lot of makeup or less as we're aging. Yeah. So it's a compliment to mature skin. So I'm excited that you came to share your beauty.
Oh, I'm glad you had me.
If there's one thing you could tell my audience about aging, what would it be?
I think it's find your purpose. Find your purpose and you work for that purpose and you feel good about yourself. And when you look in the mirror, it's like, there's a wrinkle, it's there. Keep going.
Right.
Just feel good about yourself and do good. So
That's great. I love
Mhm.
that. So ladies, until my next
Mhm.
video, we'll see you later.